Speaking of Skip Bayless, have you seen what happened to Shannon Sharpe?
Yeah, he porking
Gabe,
live
have
on...
you? I know you're not a sports guy, but okay, so
wasn't an accident.
Shannon Sharpe, for the uninitiated, and we might as well run through this now because I assume we're not going to talk about this on the podcast, being that it is kind of a sports thing.
Yeah,
but Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Fame tight end, fantastic football player, turned into broadcasting, and has become one of the top people on the internet. In general, like he's a fantastic talent. He's got an unmistakable voice and fantastic story in general. He's whatever. He's Shannon fucking Sharpe. If you don't know who he is, just Google him. You've probably seen him at the very least. But at some point, this is like at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Too. At some point, what was it? Thursday?
Yeah, I think it was just Thursday.
Yeah, because it would have been before the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
But he ended up on Instagram Live, which I saw the notification because I follow Shannon Sharpe. And I was like, oh, interesting. But like I was working at that. I was in the middle of doing things.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, oh, interesting. Shannon Sharpe's on Instagram Live. I don't know how often I see it, and come to find out, it's something that you don't see often because Shannon Sharpe doesn't go on Instagram Live often. In fact, he doesn't even know how. He doesn't know how. That's what he said.
Starting Instagram Live.
Yes.
Where's your phone at to where it can be interacted with that much?
This is the plot hole. I'm glad, Gabe. I know you're not paying attention.
I know you're busy.
I know. But you and I talked about me pointing out plot holes a lot. This is the plot hole in the entirety of the situation. And honestly, if this is just the pre-show show and we can like cut whatever and keep it for a bonus or whatever, because I want to break this down real quick because it's very, very interesting to me for no reason. Because it involves sex and football, and I'm about it for both.
Big fans.
But he says he all of a sudden you hear moaning from a woman. And then Shannon Sharpe has this unmistakable voice going, that's my machine. I'm going to put this dick in you. Like he's saying wild shit. I'll have to show you the video right after we get wrapped up with this. But he's saying, like, I'm going to put the dick in you and whatever, like getting it on.
Voice.
And there's the way I consumed this thing was obviously not live, being that I didn't watch it, but I saw the videos on Twitter, and it's 3 separate videos. 2 of them are 2 minutes and 20 seconds, like Twitter usually is, and the last one's like 1 minute and 34 seconds or something. I know the specifics because I've watched it a lot because I think it's hilarious. You can't see anything.
Funny. Yeah,
I'm a very audio
good
centric person, but the third video, the 1 minute and 34 second one, about halfway through that one, he starts grunting like like it's a fantastic,
very normal way to.
It's a very, it's so fun. It's a fun thing to see.
Yeah,
where you're just like, this is a celebrity that you wouldn't see or even hear in a moment like this, and it's for me. I knew it was real. Like so many, like we live in a world where everything can be contrived and whatever. But this one was authentically real, and it threw me off.
Yeah.
But that's what made it more fun. And so this thing happens, but you can hear buzzing in the background. Come to find out later on that it's Shannon Sharpe's second phone. People trying to alert him, telling him to stop.
Hey, man.
And his assistant or whatever it is has access to his account, so he could go into his Instagram and stop the live and everything. So,
dude, worst day of that intern's life. He's like, I gotta turn off my boss's Instagram live. He's having sex on air.
I'm putting in my 2 weeks today.
Oh my god!
But also Shannon Sharpe, he's in his mid-50s, obviously retired Hall of Fame football player. Looks phenomenal.
So good.
Looks phenomenal.
Well, that's what $10 billion does to a man.
He looks elite. Like, it is fantastic. It is fantastic the way he looks. And then there was somebody on Twitter that found a Michelle that Shannon was following on Instagram and have narrowed it down to her. She looks good too, but she said the right things to him because at the beginning of the first video, she goes, "It's yours."
Dave
I wanted to save that for the podcast because I wanted to. I feel like this is.
We can talk about it.
Wait, gets out. Yeah, because I have a theory. I've seen it online, and I just think it's fun. So I've seen a theory about the Shannon Sharpe sex tape thing. Someone mentioned it's to prove he's not gay.
Somebody, because I think it starts a lot with this one video. He's standing outside of a liquor store, I believe, and I watch a lot of Undisputed back in the day because that's the business I'm in. And the trend became Shannon loved Hennessy like black people do.
Yeah.
It was oddly stereotypically racist and very open about it. Like, it was very funny about it, like Black and Milds and Hennessy.
Yeah, is he like actually a fan?
I'm sure of it just as much as the next. I don't like Hennessy, and I think a lot of black people don't.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a 35 percentile or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass anyway. Let me talk about the real thing I know. Shannon Sharpe, a football player, having sex.
Familiar now.
But
no more than I did yesterday.
But so all of this thing happens. I'm assuming that the course of this thing happened over about 10 minutes, and I only saw slivers of it. Or let's just say it was about 7 or 8 minutes, and that was all of it just cut up into pieces. That night, Shannon Sharpe, he does a podcast / live stream with Chad Ochocinco called The Nightcap.
Yeah.
That night, he was on that show discussing it with Chad Ochocinco.
Which is the only man you could probably discuss it with. That dude was taking Viagra before the games.
He's a wild boy.
Chad Ochocinco's insane.
Whatever you expected from Chad Ochocinco in the course of this episode, you got, because he proceeded to recite lines from the Instagram Live.
He watched it. He did his research, and that's a good co-host.
And that's the thing. If anything like this ever happens to me, Gabe, I want you to know.
Take notes.
That night we were going live on Twitch or whatever the fuck and saying like, I have sex, and it would be to prove that we're not gay. So
it's all staged.
But which I think that stems from this video. He's outside of a liquor store, and he's a very muscular dude, but he was wearing this very, very, very tight outfit, and it was just fucking right.
Yeah.
Like almost in his ass crack. Like it was a lot. Yeah. And he crosses his legs a lot. He's a flamboyant, and I don't mean that in like some people take that in the gay way, but like he's a very animated figure.
Yes, he is.
And so people automatically attach that to being a homosexual, which isn't necessarily the case for anything as an animated black person myself. But
means nothing.
So Shannon Sharpe, Chad Ochocinco, he goes, what does he say? He goes, you were saying some wild shit in that video, or I'm saying some summation of that.
Yeah.
He said, you were saying some wild shit in there. And Shannon Sharpe, and I think the Cat Williams video, the reason why you know him and the reason why he's blown up over the last year is simply because he's got this specific talent to just be like, I'm in the middle of something, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens now. And that's how you stay relevant. In this moment, Chad Ochocinco says, you're saying some wild shit. And Shannon Sharpe goes, what was I saying? I didn't hear it. And he's got that, what's that?
What was I saying? I didn't hear it.
Yes, he says that.
Did you say it?
But that's exactly, I get that. But also it's really funny to be like, I want to hear what I did. Like,
tell me about it.
Tell me about like the most viral thing in the world right now. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it intimately involves me.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and I cannot get enough.
It puts Chad Ochocinco on the spot too, because he's like, oh shit, now I gotta.
But then, and Chad Ochocinco again, another talent that I've seen with, and maybe it is because I've seen a lot of football players, and maybe that's what it is. Just that lean in ability. It's football players and comics of like just, I'm gonna say it, and he goes. You were saying, that's my Michelle. You were saying, I'm going to put that dick in you, which 100%. The things that we were doing in the comfort of our homes, looking at our phones, Chad Ochocinco did to the man's face. And it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Because again, Shannon's huge. To this day, a giant built dude.
Yes.
And I don't know, Chad Ochocinco's probably a little younger, roughly the same age.
I put him in his like early to mid 40s.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, but like it's still hilarious to see. And this show has become a huge thing. There's clips all over TikTok and whatnot. But here's where the plot hole comes in. Here's the plot hole. So Shannon Sharpe, throughout the course, I watched like a 8-minute clip. So obviously a podcast was going to be longer.
Yeah.
He says at the beginning of this 8-minute clip, and I'm assuming that it wasn't cut up and moved, where they tried to keep the timeline intact, but in a shorter version. He says at the beginning of it, I came in and I was ready, and I just threw my phone down. I didn't know what was going on with it, and so I just came in, got going with my business.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of that video, and I don't know if it's like at the end or throughout the middle, whatever it was, but he says, I had already been going for about 20 to 25 minutes. Before the video had started, because Chad Ochocinco had said something, we got to work on your cardio, because he was grunting. Yeah. Which is even funnier. It wasn't like I'm tired grunt. Yeah. It was a very, an oddly sexual, however you can sexualize a grunt, that's what Shannon Sharpe was doing.
What do you mean, however you would sexualize a grunt?
A manlier grunt. A football player, black man from Atlanta, from Georgia grunt. Yeah, more like I'll show you the video. I'll show you the video after we're done here. Then we'll. It's not even porn. You don't see anything. You don't see anything.
Good. We can put it.
It's enthralling though. No, you've got to hear it. It's worth hearing. It is worth hearing.
Just the bits of it. Yeah.
So he says we had been going for 20 to 25 minutes, and so I wasn't tired. So immediately my brain goes off. It's like, so why'd you have your phone and you just threw it down and went in? It's like. We're grown ass men. This is going on YouTube. Gabe's gonna check the box before we put this on YouTube that says this is not made for children.
I set that to do it for all of our videos.
Good move.
Well, so boom, there you go. So kids aren't watching. We're all at least 18 years old, and pornography is mostly available in about 68% of the states in the United States. Yeah. So I don't know how much I've involved my phone in sex. Unless I was a porn star or an OnlyFans associate.
Maybe. So
did he throw his phone down and go into it?
So maybe maybe they start in another room. Maybe they're like on the couch and they start and then he's like, I don't want to forget my phone in here. I want to just like.
Yes. And maybe Shannon Sharpe is a very different person than me. Yeah. But if me and a person would start on a couch and then move to another room or go upstairs or whatever it is, there's an 85% chance I'm going to forget my phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so maybe he's a busier person than me, so maybe he needs more people that were more immediately going to need him after he was done doing what he was doing.
Also, part of the story is that there's two phones here, right?
Yes. You can hear the second phone buzzing in the video.
So did he take two phones up there, or did he already have one phone up there?
And even then, that's a more conscious effort of grabbing two phones. Yeah. Because I know you can grab your phone kind of just and go about your business. Yeah. But also grabbing two phones is like, all right, even if you're doing it with one hand, it's boom, boom, I have both phones.
Maybe it is the reasonable
that's why this theory would be given credence.
If he's on his phone, like recording or some shit,
right,
and then they move over, things jostle around, he accidentally swipes to Instagram, sees the camera view, and he's like, we're good. Maybe. And then it starts when he gets in there.
Maybe.
That would be the most reasonable.
There is a chance of all of that, of all of those things. Yeah. And Shannon Sharpe was in a whirlwind. Again, he was doing this show the night of the incident. Yeah. I can't imagine what details of the story I would mix up had that happened to me, and I was doing a show being watched by even more people than were watching the Instagram Live, because you can see the numbers is about 6,400 people or whatever it is.
That's crazy amount of people would be watching.
Crazy amount of people to at least listen to you have sex.
Yeah, actively.
Like imagine a good sized amphitheater outside of a bedroom while you were having sex.
But like the curtains drawn, and you just have like the stage mic.
Exactly. That's basically what it was. And so, like, that's the craziest thing in the world, and I can't wait to be famous, and I'd probably stage it too myself. So
I think it'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. All right. This was a very long pre-show show. Have fun with tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. Send this to your mom. I think she would enjoy
Send this
stories.
to Felix's mom.
No. I said
send. We'll tag
I said
her,
your
we'll
mom.
Tag her.
My mom is a complete. Don't be an asshole, Caleb. Please.
What?
Because somebody who watches or listens to this
she'll take a screenshot,
probably
put
would
it on the
send
fridge.
this to my mom. What?
She'll take a screenshot of the video, put it on the fridge.
Here, I love my mom. I don't think she knows how to take a screenshot. There's a good chance she doesn't even know how.
Yeah.
All right.
On like her phone?
Yeah. New episodes every Tuesday. Episode coming out tomorrow. God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, if you like that video, there's another one like right here, and then you can subscribe over here too. If you didn't like that video, well, you can. I think there's one over here, and you can subscribe over here. So do it anyways. We put out content every week. We love you guys. God bless you. God keep you. I'm out.